no prizes for guessing where we are today. This is the Matrix British Feeder Championships, and this is the fantastic Barston Lakes. Well, 107, it's not a very good area, to be honest. I really wanted to be in the teens, mid 50s, or obviously at this end 123, 124, but that's what it is. 107. There are section money, you know, to fish for as well. So just got you get your head down and fish. Simple as that. It's great to see so many familiar faces. A lot of these lads I don't see very often, but 107. I'm not sure if I could park right behind the peg there, which would be good if that rain comes, because my dad can stay nice and dry and watch. But I'll talk you through the approach when I get down there, once I get my kit out. It's going to mainly revolve around method feeder fishing today, so I'll see you down at the peg. Well, as you can see, the conditions have taken a turn for the worst. This was forecast. It's got a bit cooler, the wind's still blowing in, but as you can see, it's been raining now for the last 45 minutes. All my kit's wet through already. We haven't even started. 5 minutes before the start. I'll just show you my kit. I've no idea what it's going to be like today for you. Like I say, it's going to mainly revolve around method feeder fishing, so it's going to be something a little bit different from what you've seen over the last few weeks, obviously, because I've been at Southfield, more conventional feeder fishing. There's the peg 107. Bit of context for you. On my left is Roddy Scott. On my right is Simon Willsmore, and the next angler down is Michael Buckwalder. There's the island, very well known island. I know Buckwalder's got a chuck to that, and I don't know if Simon's on the edge of it. I don't know if he can cast to the end of it, because there is a spare peg there. But it's just open water for me. It's going to be a nuisance with the rain. I will apologise, even though it's not my fault. 3-rod approach, nice and simple. I'm going to fish just 2 lines to start with. I'm going to feed a line at 22 metres, targeting skimmers, big skimmers, bream, and any carp. If any carp ref wants to come onto that line, I'm going to feed it with a mixture of micro pellets. I've also got some worms as well, if it looks like it's going to be, you know, skimmers are going to be important. This can be a very hard area, very hard section. It's certainly not what you'd consider a match winning area compared to the other pegs on the venue, but obviously there is some section money to fish for as well. So I've got 3 rods set up. I've got one set up. If I walk around this side for you, just got 3 rods in the roost. The shortest rod is a carp feeder, 3.3 metres. That's with a 3000 new Horizon reel, and I'm going to fish that. I've got that set up so I can fish if you excuse the rain on the lens, I'm going to fish a conventional cage feeder on that if I need to do it. I don't really want to fish like that, but that is clipped up at 22 metres. On the same line I've also got an XS Slim set up. That's to fish a method feeder with a banded pellet, or I can switch to boilie, and that's with a 4000 Horizon reel. Again, that's 22 metres, so I've got 2 options, 2 different ways of fishing on that 22 metre line. And then my other line is the longer line, which is the XC class, and that's with a 5000 Horizon reel. And I've currently got that clipped up at 50 metres. You probably can't tell and get an idea of the range here. I think halfway must be about 70 metres. I haven't seen any fish crashing out there or anything as yet, so I'm starting at 50 metres, and I'm just more than willing to edge my way out. So I'm going to start at 50, see what happens, start on that line, having fed the short line, and then if I'm not catching, just gradually work my way out on that line out towards the middle of the lake, and obviously I'll be watching what's happening left and right. But yeah, this weather's making things a little bit grim. Got 2 nets in. There's no strict net rules here, it's just common sense, which is brilliant. In here I've got a load of pellets, I've got some ground bait and a mixture of hook baits and a load of worms as well. I'm going to keep it really simple to start off with and just see what happens from there. I've got some feeders lined up so I can change, and I've got 1 or 2 glugs there that I can tell you about later on, and we'll see if they work as well. So yeah, you have to be very patient first hour, sit on the method long, and feed that short line and just take it from there. Just about 2 minutes to the off. Dad's got the best idea. I've turned the van round. He's got the best idea in there. I might be sat next to him. Well, we're just over an hour in. As you can see, the conditions haven't changed. It's just brightened up a little bit, but the rain's still coming, the wind's still coming in. Been fishing quite hard. Until 10 minutes ago, I'd not had a fish, not had an indication on the method long. I started at 50 metres, then I went 10 turns past that, nothing. I've just had a look at my short line on the 22 metre line. I've just had a skimmer about £1, and I've just gone in again and had one about 2, maybe 2.5 pound. So I'm hoping this line's going to get stronger now. Roddy Scott on my left, we can just see. I think he's had 2 skimmers now, but he's just hooked and landed a lump of about £8. So he's doing really well in this section here. Simon Willsmore on my right, it's not had a bite yet. And Michael Buckwalder 2 to my right, I've heard has just got 1 roach, and that's it. So it's fishing hard. I'm going to stick on this line now and just see if it gets stronger. I think I've just had an indication then actually while I'm talking to you. I haven't gone on this line on a method yet, it's just a cage feeder, just to see what's there, see if there's any small fish there or anything. Yeah, I think that's a bite. That was an indication then. So I'm hoping this line's going to get stronger. So if them skimmers or bream rock up, then obviously you can really put a weight together. And if it's going to be a hard section in the carp and F1s aren't going to feed here, then obviously these skimmers, you've just got to take whatever you can. So hopefully this line is going to get stronger. we're 2.5 hours in now, and it's not got any better. It's still hard. I've now got 3 fish. 2 of them are half decent, skimmer stroke bream. I'm getting tiny, or I was getting tiny little indications, so there were fish out there around the feed. I'm still on that 22 metre line. I've just gone on that same line with the method feeder with banded pellet on. I haven't had anything on that at all, so I've just gone back to the cage rig with worm on. I'm not sure what Roddy's got. Roddy might have 4 fish now, who's 3 pegs to my left. Simon Willsmore on my right. He's now, excuse the rain, he's got 1 skimmer, that's all he's got. Polly's behind him now, Mark Pollard. And Buckwalder was the next one down from Simon. He's got 1 skimmer and 1 roach, and that is it. Fishing very hard this section here. I think I'm just going to carry on doing what I'm doing. I'm confident that there are 1 or 2 fish around right now. Yeah, that's another one. That's 4 skimmers. I'm hoping that I need this line to get going. You know, I don't really want to just sit long waiting for a stray carp. But no, I'm just going to obviously just carry on this line and see what happens around me. But it looks like it's a very hard section anyway, so you never know. I could get the weight that I need with skimmers if they keep coming on this line. There's less than 2 hours to go, and not a lot's changed, to be honest. It's not got going as such. I've now got 8 fish, 8 skimmers and bream. You know, 3 of them are probably a bream. Simon on my right's still only got 1 fish. I think Michael Buckwalder, 2 to my right, has now got 3 fish. Roddy Scott on my left, he's had a couple more skimmers to go with that 8-pound carp that he's got. So I mean, Roddy's beating me at the minute on weight, but yeah, it's definitely hard, these few pegs. We've heard it's fishing hard all the way round, to be honest. Big Richie Hull is right down to my right by about 10-12 pegs. He's got 2 big fish, one about 12 pound, one 14 pound. But I think this is the best line I need to be on, and just keep trying to put these skimmers and bream in the net. Hopefully it'll get stronger as we go into that last hour, but I'll just keep it going. I'll put more feed through now, and they seem to have responded to that, so hopefully we're going to have a good last hour. Fish on! That's it. Yeah, it's Michael, yeah.
You see it?
Fucking hybrid, that one. Yeah. That's it, done. I ended up on 15 fish. I was hoping to have a little late spell. I did get a late spell, but it was literally the last 3 casts. I scaled the feeder down and went down to a 3-hole size feeder with no feed at all, and whether it's the time of day or whatever, I don't know, but it certainly got me an extra 3 fish, so it might have just been the time of day, I don't know. So I've ended up on 15 fish. Simon on my right, I don't know if he's ended up with 2, and I don't know about Michael Buckwalder, he's been packing up for the last half an hour anyway, so yeah, just going to get some of this kit packed away. I've got a match in 2 days time, so it only gives me tomorrow to kind of get my kit dried out and everything, so I'm going to pack it away the best I can, so I don't have to do too much to it, but it's going to be a bit of a drying day tomorrow. We've no idea how the rest of the lake's fished, so I just hope I've done well in my section, obviously, to get a qualification for next year. But yeah, it'll be interesting what they weigh, so I'm going to get a bit of kit packed away and wait for Nigel and Dan to come down with the scales. Well, the 15 fish, they've gone £21, which is a little bit less than what I thought. I thought I had a little bit more than that. It's fished much better down that way, or it seems as though there's been more fish down that way. So I've ended up with £21. Roddy on my left's ended up with £24. He obviously had that £8, but he's had some skimmers as well, so he's had £24. Then I don't know if the next one down from him, or just to his left, was Jeff Ringer. He's had 3 big carp for £30 odd. And then just down from him, there's been Charlie Simpson, the first peg in this section, and Charlie's actually won the section. He's had 3 carp as well.
In 2019, Matrix British Feeder Champion, picking up a nice cheque for £1,500 is Pete Eastwood, £79.9.